Acting with indifference is not the same as caring less. In fact, it's a surgical move, a weapon of control. Silence often is more eloquent than any words. Have you ever wondered how one expression can make someone back off? What you convey while remaining unshaken speaks louder than the most eloquent of speeches. Don't be fooled. Humans are driven by emotions, which makes them vulnerable. Look around you. The person who appears indifferent, who remains aloof to offenses, is often the one who holds true power. Think of historical leaders. When they were under pressure, what did they do? They observed. They calculated. They waited for the right moment to act while others got lost in impulsive reactions. Consider this with an ex-boyfriend who didn't provide closure after a breakup. You felt confused. It was unsettling. His indifference was a strategy. Indifference allows you to see the game while others are playing. It's an abyss of possibilities. Don't be defensive. Don't feel compelled to justify every action. When you let others speak, they reveal themselves. Insecurities, fears, and intentions surface. By allowing yourself to remain silent, you play your cards against them. You become a weighty presence, even in your absence. You are the echo that resonates in their minds while they worry, what does she really think? So how should you act? Here's a clue. Observe the reactions of your surroundings. Acting as if nothing bothers you is a game of patience and strategy. Every silence is a warning. Every lack of reaction is a carefully placed trap. Allow others to reveal their essence while you control the narrative. Breathe. Now think, how many times have you let yourself be swept away by emotional storms? It's your time to change. This power of acting with indifference doesn't mean being insensitive. It means being strategic, and that, warrior, may be your greatest strength. So, before we continue, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell, only if you truly enjoy what I do here. I'm preparing a series of videos specially designed to guide you on your journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Now, let's continue. Human vulnerability is an open showcase for manipulators. Certain signs stand out, and you need to recognize them to avoid being the target. The first, a sudden change in behavior. When someone who normally pays you attention starts to distance themselves without explanations, it's not just disinterest. It's a game. They want you to miss them, to seek understanding of what's happening. Notice that pause has a purpose. It's when you start questioning yourself. What did I do wrong? Manipulation seeps into your mind. Now, the second sign, lack of consistency. What is true today may be denied tomorrow. This is part of the strategy. Someone who doesn't seem to know who they are. One day kind, the next as cold as ice. You confuse their kindness with sincerity. Don't be misled. That inconsistency is a tool. Use it to your advantage. Maintain your distance. Focus on your own stability. Lastly, but not less importantly, empty promises. Almost anyone can make grand plans. I'm going to change. This won't happen again. But when the words don't translate into actions, it's just noise. Use those moments as warnings. Whenever you hear unsupported promises, stay alert. It's a sign of weakness. If they don't deliver, it's not worth your energy. These three signs, distance, lack of consistency, and empty promises, act like maps indicating the path to control. Pay attention to them. Mastering these games is the first step to getting off the manipulation board. They want you to react. You shouldn't. Silence is your best defense. From now on, make informed choices. Resources and energy are precious. Calm your mind. After all, knowledge is power. Indifference is not a trap, but a battleground. Vulnerability, that space everyone fears, is the true strength. Listen closely. Instead of yielding to external pressures, it's time to rewrite the narrative that confines you. What if I told you that this act can become your greatest weapon? Do you remember a betrayal? That moment when trust turns to ashes. The pain that seems insurmountable reveals an entry to new power. In the silence that follows the impact, the essence of true strength emerges. Who lets go of their weaknesses to become unyielding? Those who understand that vulnerability is not weakness but a strategic mask, revealing only what we choose to show. Now, look around you. The people who manipulate are not the ones shouting, but the ones observing. True control lies not in shouting, but in subtlety. Imagine yourself surrounded by voices, all concerned with looking good, while you remain silent. This silence, this pause, transforms you into the watcher. You're not just observing, you're analyzing, waiting, and when the time comes, you already have the cards no one predicted. Vulnerability, therefore, is a potential trap. When you allow yourself to be seen but not consumed, you wield a devastating influence. A calculated smile in response to someone else's pain, a kind word at just the right moment. You plant doubt, create mistrust, and while others get lost in their emotions, you remain calm and focused. The game isn't about being nice. It's about being seen as such while concealing your true intentions. Perhaps it's time to let them believe in your fragility. Nourish the idea that you are settling your emotional debts, when in reality, you are merely growing stronger in the shadows. Breathe and think. Fragility may be the cloak under which strength hides. Those who scrutinize do not surrender. They rewrite their stories. Have you started yours? Each of us has a shadow. Don't be fooled. It's that hidden side that reveals the true essence of a person. Consider it an internal battlefield where sadness, anger, and insecurity intertwine in a dark dance. The shadow exists to be understood, not to be rejected. If you ignore it, your strength will turn against you. Never forget, the darker your shadow, the brighter your light will be. We move forward on the path of indifference, but we must not forget that indifference without awareness is a bluff. Yes, you may seem unshakable, but inside the shadow is waiting. As Carl Jung said, what we do not face in ourselves manifests as our destiny. Acceptance is the first step towards liberation. It's the armor you need to face the world. You may have felt overwhelmed, suffocated by your emotions. In those moments, reactions become automatic. The body tenses, the mind distracts. You respond to provocations, even when all you wanted was silence. It's here that strategy comes into play. Use the shadow to your advantage. Acknowledge it, play with it. Instead of accepting vulnerability as weakness, transform it into your greatest weapon. When you allow your shadow to dance with the light, you start to control the narrative. Picture an opponent taunting you. Instead of reacting, you observe, and in the moment you remain silent, you reveal their weakness. They expose themselves while you maintain the mystery. Every gesture, every word from them becomes an indicator of their insecurity. And you become the audience in their emotional theater. The shadow brings clarity. What do you fear? What silences your voice? And what if all of this were just an illusion? Look within. You will discover that what hides in the depths is not weakness but untapped potential. Live with that awareness. Understand that vulnerability is not a weakness, but an intelligent strategy. Take a deep breath. When you confront your shadow, you not only allow your emotions to manifest, but also to become the fuel for your strength. You will begin to realize that the true battle is not against others, but within yourself. Master this, and you'll be ahead in the emotional game, controlling not just your feelings, but the feelings of others as well. Time is a sovereign ally, but few recognize its power. A pause can be the difference between gain and loss, between victory and defeat. Patience transforms weakness into strength. When you observe instead of react, you allow others to reveal their intentions. Silence weighs heavily, resonates, and can even hurt. Expectation becomes a carefully laid trap. You make others wonder, what does she know? And in that questioning, they expose themselves. Imagine being in a room, surrounded by faces eager for a decision. Each person grapples with their own insecurities, yet you remain uncommitted. You stand still, a rock against the torrent of emotions. It's in that moment, that split second when everyone looks at you, that the true battle is fought. You can feel the tension in the air. Then you breathe and smile. The urgency of self-care whispers to you. You know you need to pull back, to strengthen yourself, because those who rush to decide usually lose. Yet there's an emotional turn in every silence. By waiting and observing, you assess the consequences of what could be a hasty choice. Do you remember that time someone left you hanging? How the waiting intensified the pain. That's the fragility that indifference can transform into strength. So, sit with your need to act and consider, what speaks louder, your emotions or your analysis? Every moment of hesitation is a chance to rewrite the narrative that shapes your future. You have the choice. In the game of life, indifference isn't a straight line, it's a labyrinth. Your capacity to wait becomes an art few master. With each breath, you detach from despair and draw closer to control. Through this, you exercise the power to see beyond appearances, to perceive the future in every move you observe. Here in this battlefield, inaction turns into powerful action. Therefore, choose to be the calm within the storm, because the true strike comes when no one expects it. To say no. A simple word, yet loaded with consequences. Do you think that refusing something can make you weak? That saying no ruins relationships and opportunities? Stop. That belief is a trap. True power arises in the act of refusal. By saying no, you make a choice. And what do you gain from it? Self-confidence, freedom, control. Imagine yourself in a meeting. The pressure to accept a nonsensical proposal grows. Everyone is watching, and you feel the weight. What's wrong with giving in, right? You don't want to seem difficult. But the truth is that refusing can put you in the spotlight. When you refuse to accept what doesn't serve you, others begin to respect your boundaries. The moment you say no, you hand over the map of power, not just a denial. How many times have you allowed others' expectations to shape your decisions? There is untapped strength in refusing. Think of a charismatic leader. He doesn't ask for permission, he sets the terms. Leadership is often a reflection of the courage to say no. It's not just an act of rebellion, but a strategic move. By refusing, you create space. You tell the universe, my schedule, my rules. This position shouldn't just be felt, it should be applied. Saying no should become a reflection of your value. When you say no to a task that drains you, you gain time and energy. When you say no to a relationship that depletes you, you protect yourself. And thus what you fear might trap you transforms into freedom, an opportunity to pursue what truly matters. Think about the power of choosing your own narrative. Instead of waiting for others to define who you should be, you decide who you really are. Ultimately, the big question isn't what you refuse, but who you become by choosing to refuse. Now, you're ready to redefine your relationship with the word no. So don't let the fear of disappointing others paralyze you. Use it as your weapon, because every no you give is a declaration of your presence. And remember this, by refusing you strengthen yourself. Silence is more than just the absence of sound. It's a space for healing. When you allow yourself to dive into silence, you open a door to reflection. Your mind slows down and you begin to hear your own voice, which may have gotten lost in the external noise. But here's the trick. It's not just a pause, it's a powerful tool. Picture an archetype, like a warrior observing from a hilltop, planning their attack. That's how silence works. Establishing resilience mantras isn't just about repeating empty words, it's creating a mental shield, an intimate ritual that positions you in control. When you declare, I am strong, you're not just affirming something, you're calling upon an inner strength that can be your salvation. Feel that. Feel the weight of it. What do you do when the pressure mounts? Do you distract yourself or do you face it? The message is clear. It's in the empty spaces where healing is found. Allow yourself to feel. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't let them overpower you. The ceremony of emotional acceptance is a crucial step. This means recognizing but not losing yourself. It's about embracing pain and doubt, but also deciding how to use them for transformation. Maybe you felt small amid the storm, as if you were at the mercy of others' emotions. What if I told you that this storm can be your ally? Control doesn't come from fighting back, but from stillness. Control the narrative. Use that silence as a cloak. While you listen, others expose themselves. Now look around you. Every situation is a battlefield. The people around you react, but you don't have to. Don't succumb to the urge to respond impulsively. Exercise the art of simply being. Silence is a power that few have the courage to wield. And in that power lies true transformation. This is the healing space you create, where not only wounds are acknowledged, but the strength that emerges from them. Create your mantras, softly, but with determination. And when life gets chaotic, remember, it's in the calm that you find your true self, and in that self resides all the power you need to act. What do you consider to be true strength? Picture a scenario where chaos is the norm. Around you, people surrender to their emotions, like puppets in the hands of despair. You stand out in the crowd because you're not a puppet. You become a serene observer. Your presence is your greatest asset, but don't be fooled. Your calmness should be a silent weapon. Every word you don't say is a card on the table of power. Silence in this game is a luxury, a strategy that few know how to use. While others spiral into despair, you simply observe. The art of acting as if nothing bothers you isn't weakness, it's a calculated move. You place yourself on a pedestal, not high but firm. You are the immutable rock in the current of others' emotions. Realize that acting this way requires inner strength. You need to dismantle the narrative that others create around you. They expect reactions, but you refuse to give them one. Instead, remain in control. When the environment calls for emotional outbursts, your response should be the absence of response. Their indecision becomes your advantage. They don't know whether you're confused or if you simply don't care. Both have their value. Build your power around your ability to be a constant presence amid the storm. The self-control you cultivate brings a serenity that influences the behavior of others without you having to say a word. You become the remote control for the environment around you. And here's the big move. While everyone else becomes their emotions, you shape the scene in a way that no one expects. Now dig deeper. Ask yourself, what is your greatest fear? What makes you hesitate? What bothers you? Confronting this is essential, but this isn't about exposing your vulnerabilities. It's about understanding how to use them. True strength lies in the vulnerabilities you hide, not the ones you show. Meaningful power isn't about being tough. It's about being strategically invisible. Don't tell others how you feel. Show them what you control. Be the calm in the midst of the storm. Be the presence that doesn't need to fight, because control is already yours, even in your absence. Remember, true strategists don't talk. They make others talk. And now that you're beginning to grasp the depth of this concept, ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to remain in control? Acting as if nothing bothers you is just part of the game. The true play reveals itself when you understand what's behind that emotional armor. Silence isn't a weakness, it's a facet of power, a power that few fully understand. Deep down, you observe, and by observing, you gather information. No one expects you to have a plan. You are the shadow that moves quietly among dazzling lights. Notice those who rush to react. They are like puppets, pulled by invisible strings. Every provocation, every deceptive word, they take the bait. And you're standing there unyielding. What they do says nothing about you, but how they react says everything. It's an emotional chess game, and while they get distracted, you're already several moves ahead. Now the truth, indifference is a mask. Many wear it to hide their insecurities. But not you. To you, it's a tool. You don't seek approval, you set the terms. Real power comes from the choice to remain silent when everyone expects a response. Silence is a powerful message. In the face of expectation, you observe sweetly and calmly. What they say reveals their weaknesses, and you use that to your advantage. Think of the leaders we admire, those who never rush to react. They don't need a frenzied crowd to validate their strength. It's in silence that they work. Silence isn't absence, it's multiplied presence. You plant doubts while others emotionally expose themselves. This makes you not just a spectator, but a silent strategist. And now, what you need to understand is that acting as if nothing bothers you isn't about being insensitive. It's about maintaining a presence that resonates even when you're not present. You shape the reality around you. When the emotional storm in others reaches its peak, you'll be the calm that challenges them. Intelligently, your quietness defies the chaos others bring, and it's this tension that becomes your greatest ally. The journey is about to wrap up, but the choice of how you use it continues. Remember, Control isn't about being relentless. It's about choosing when and how to move. The next time you feel the need to justify your emotions, take a deep breath. The power lies in letting others question. Silence, indeed, is your most powerful weapon.